What's up, traders? How's it going? I am pumped about the live trading session today. I had so much fun with you guys that I'm planning on doing it again. So I'll be releasing a schedule for that soon. But those of you who joined my first one, thanks for coming. It was fun. I still want to keep these trade recaps going. So that's what I'm going to do here today because I will probably likely end up taking some trades off stream too, and I want to stay accountable to you guys. That's kind of the whole point of this. So ended up green today. The futures desk account, this was a trade that I took during the Asia session last night, so I didn't trade that this morning. Ended positive a little over $1,000, and then the one that I traded with you guys live, I finished at $24 green on the stream, and then ended up hitting one more trade and hit my daily profit target of 900. So I'll walk you guys through that. So I went over this first session trade that I took during the Asia session. I went over it on the stream, but I'm going to walk through it again. This was market open right here. And if I remove the VWAP, you can see it a little bit better, but it opened up with a gap down. So I just kind of waited for it to fill the gap and see if it was going to reject or keep going up. It kept going up. It was also holding the previous day low, which a lot of times holds as support. So my thought process there was it kept going beyond the gap fill and was holding above previous day low. So it took a long and was taking profit along the way, re-entered as it pulled back. So ended up hitting that $1,000 win on this 79-point trade. So that was pretty cool. Going into the New York Open. So I took 5 trades with you guys on stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 of them were winners. 3 of them were actually losses, and then ended the day off stream with a big win. So it's pretty cool to see that even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total trades, and 3 of them were losses, and still ended up very green on the day. So I felt like my risk management with my trades today was really good, and I'm happy with that. So first trade I took was a rejection of this 15-minute opening range high. The 60-minute initial balance high had not been set yet, so that line came later. But my thought process was it was kind of rejecting and showing weakness on that opening range high. So it was targeting the range low and ended up getting stopped out. It came back up. So that was a failed trade. Tried a short again here. It was kind of chopping around New York VWAP, rejected lower. So if you're on stream, you saw the mistake I made here is I actually had a good entry up here. And then on this big 1-minute candle, I actually added to my position. So my average was closer to this level. It actually was there. And I did take some profit at that range low, but then the rest of it, I got stopped out at, I think I had my stop loss there. So it ended up as a red trade. I got a little greedy and I was expecting it to go a lot lower. So that was just kind of mismanagement of that trade, but I did take some profit at the range low, so it wasn't that big of a red trade. So this one right here was a win. This was a pretty convincing break up above the anchored VWAP. It had some volume behind it, and then I feel good about this trade because I was just targeting that 60-minute initial balance high, and it was a pretty quick win. So that was good. This one right here was a money trade. It was a failed auction to the T. So the reason I took that one is it had a good rejection off of that initial balance high, which was also right at the value area high from yesterday. And then it just started to sell off really strong. So this one, again, similar to the last one, I was trailing my way out. I took some profit at the initial balance low, and I was holding some of it to go a little bit lower, but I was trailing my stop pretty aggressively. So that one ended up being a really green trade. That was good. This one right here, I actually tried to short again. I was thinking it was going to go lower on that rejection of initial balance low, or it got below it. I was kind of hoping for a rejection of that anchored New York VWAP for it to go lower and that idea didn't play out. So got stopped out on that one. But I ended up taking it again because my idea was correct. I just didn't have my stop loss in the right place. It trailed up too high and kind of chopped around this New York anchored VWAP a little too much. So I re-entered as it got back down below that New York anchored VWAP, and I targeted, took some off at initial balance low, took some off at yesterday's anchored VWAP, and then continued to trail. I took some off at that point of control. I was hoping to get a little bit lower, so I had a couple of contracts left, but got stopped out green and ended up hitting my $900 profit target. So it was a good day overall. I'm really happy with how I traded. I feel like like I said, my risk management was good. Took some good trades. It was fun. It's fun streaming with you guys. I hope you had fun with it too. And we'll see you again next week. Have a good weekend.